Three, two, one. Hello and welcome to episode 15 of Two Gamer Dads. Also, this episode is the pre-Chu Goes to Japan show. Because, touch wood, no jinx. Ian is going to fly off in about how many days? 24 days? About a
Yeah,
month, right?
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so no guest today, but we're just going to talk about, some of the decisions that he made. What is he looking forward to? How did he get to this stage? And of course, a bit of gaming talk,
Gamer talk.
Japanese games maybe.
I play a crap ton of them, so sure.
how's your How's your last couple of weeks so far?
Um, Last couple of weeks has been good. So maybe to backtrack a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
for those people who don't know, um, my family, my wife and I, have been planning to go to Japan for
The longest time.
3 years, 2.5 years maybe, since 2019. So 2 years now, 2 years. And then we were planning to we're going as missionaries. So we wanted to go by end 2019. Sorry, end 2020, but that didn't work out because we had a baby. But it also wouldn't have worked out because of COVID. And then we wanted to go in June 2021 when Rebecca was like 6 months old. Hi, okay, you can see my wife.
Hi, Marin.
Yeah, he says hi. So we wanted to go in June 2021, but then that didn't work out because Japan, like,
Closed.
the borders are closed for like ever since COVID started. I think in February, Japan has closed their borders. So imagine like Singapore went through that whole like circuit breaker, all the different phase one, phase two, don't know how many phases, right? All this time, right, Japan's borders has just remained closed. It's pretty insane. But so finally in November last year, 2021, they opened for a little bit, but then Omicron was like, no, bitches. And
I
then he
think
slammed the door.
I think that was the worst, right? Because you guys like
Yes.
went through the entire process again, got
Yep.
approval, and then Omicron is
Yeah.
like, nope.
Yep. No. See
Yeah.
you guys. So,
Maybe you should talk a bit
yeah.
about how bad how troublesome the process is.
Yeah. So okay. So basically, to get to Japan, the before COVID happened, all you really need is something called a certificate of eligibility. It's like a work permit, lah. Basically, to think of it that way. So you just need to get a work permit, which your employer needs to get for you in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you get a work permit or certificate of eligibility, you just need to apply for in Singapore. And then of course there's some minor documents, but that's really all you need. It's quite simple. But with COVID, the COE takes a longer time, right? Because
Yep.
the Japanese side also are like, why should I give when the borders are closed? And also on top of that, the Singapore side is like nope, I'm not giving anything out.
Mm.
So basically, in November when the borders open again, for like a brief moment, Japan asked for a crap ton of documents. So they asked for like a written pledge, which is like a 6-page document that is all in Japanese that basically details that you will stay in quarantine when you're in Japan. It's literally a pledge. Although I don't get it, but you sign it to say that you'll do it. I don't know what's the legal ramifications if you fail it.
Mm.
The worst is that they just deport you, lah, I guess. Um, and then there's some funny documents. So while we're still getting these documents, right? Within 2 weeks, Japan closed their borders again.
Yeah.
So I don't think anybody actually even went in during that time because it takes a while to process all these documents.
Mm-hmm.
And before the documents were even processed, it closed again. So when
I think that's like
Omicron,
the really
like,
annoying part because you start it,
yes,
then they say no, and then you need to wait. Then they say yes, then you start
yes,
again, then no.
yeah. And then every time they reopen the borders, right, the rules change.
Mm.
Right? They say you. So like I remember I have a file. There's all the documents I need for the three of us, and every time that file it gets different documents inside. So like for example, when I reapplied for my visa again this month, last month like March, um, it was like I was asking my friends like, do I need this document anymore? Like you don't need the written pledge anymore. Everything is online now. So there's a lot of funny different things. But anyway, the good news is that when Japan opened their borders, they announced that they opened the borders in March. So that's the good news because Omicron, I guess, is a bit better,
Mm.
not so heavy, and also because there are a lot of good news that happened. So initially, Singapore is part of the designated countries that Japan has designated as Omicron hotspots.
Yep.
So you can enter the country, if you're if you're a designated country, but you have to quarantine for 3 days if you are vaccinated, if you're boosted lah.
Mm-hmm.
But recently,
They,
Japan just
they
got
they took
Singapore just
Singapore
got
off,
knocked off
right?
the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now we don't need to get quarantine when we're inside, which is a big relief lah. Like you don't need to
Yeah.
do. It's more for our kid lah. To be honest, you quarantine also no big deal lah.
Yeah,
But it's
because
just for our
Becca would
kid.
have been considered a unvaccinated
No,
person.
actually, she counts as a dependent.
Ah, okay.
So apparently, anybody under the age of 12, you can like tag them to an adult, and they don't need to do the procedures. So they don't need to have like the pre-registration stuff. They don't need to take a AR PCR before they go.
I see.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
But so that's the story so far. And then for the past 3 weeks or so, besides me trying to get the visas done, which we have gotten done by the way, let me show
Yeah,
it
I
to you. I'm very
saw
proud of
today.
it.
You got it, right?
Yeah, okay, so cute, Rebecca's face. Must cover all the details.
All
But
right.
there are the vis
Wow.
the
She totally doesn't look like that anymore.
yeah. So now she looks like this lah. Now she looks more like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
that's
it's good
the
because
that's the Japanese visa, is it?
yeah, so this is the Japanese visa you can see the top. Japanese visa.
Ah, cool.
Yeah. So it's valid for 3 years and it's quite good because we can actually swap. Once we stay there, we'll have a residence card, so we can do multiple entries. They're only actually issuing single entries. So let's say you're a student in Japan, for example, you can't come back
I see. You need to stay there
because
until
they
you're
only
done.
give you yes. Or if you want to come back, you have to reapply for your visa again.
Wow. That's super
Yeah,
troublesome though.
yeah. But for
Yeah.
us, it's okay because you can change to a resident permit.
Oh, you were
Um,
saying that they move some procedures online, right? Instead of
yes. So they
hard copy.
yeah. So there's so before okay. So when there's this app called My SOS app, and before you go in, you can either don't use it at all, so that when you land in the airports, you do everything on the spot,
Which will take
right? But
hours lah, right?
which will take longer, or you can do everything so that's like submitting all your documents. But the most important thing you need to submit is actually your vaccination certificate. So the fact that you to prove that you're boosted,
Okay.
and you need to prove that you did your PCR test
Yeah. You definitely
72
want to
hours
do
before you fly.
everything pre lah, right? Nobody wants to do
Yeah.
it on the spot.
Actually, I think because we're flying SIA, you have to take your PCR test. Like you can't even board the plane if you don't do your PCR test.
I see.
Yeah, but we're gonna. So okay, this is one of my biggest fears of going to Japan. Not fears lah, but one of my biggest stresses is the travel to go to our place. Because honestly, if it's just Marion and I, right, it's easy. Like without a kid, right, you can suffer through any amount of like through anything. You wait 10 hours at the airport, it sucks. But as a couple, if you're an adult, you're fine.
Yep.
But with a kid, right, you can't
Yes.
suffer 10 hours in the airport. You would like I
Yeah.
don't even know how that's. Your
She
kid
will
will go
drive you nuts or
crazy.
you will drive her nuts
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
But it's
like
still a pretty
oh,
long process, right? I heard like even
yes.
if you do everything like pre and then
Yep.
when you actually land, you still have to wait like quite a few hours, right? To get everything cleared.
So the fastest I've heard of someone getting out of the airport, that means going through the not quarantine lah, the immigration procedures is 2 hours.
Ooh, okay.
So when you land, getting out of from the time you get out of the airplane, takes 2 hours to clear everything and be able to go out of the airport. 2 hours, which is the fastest. And that's provided you do like all the app stuff that you did before and there's no complications. And complications might not even be your fault. So what I mean by complication is if someone on the plane has COVID-19,
Oh,
you
then
might
all
get
of you are quarantined, right?
yeah. So it's not even just like your own issues. Like if someone else is tested positive, you might have to go into quarantine as well.
Do you know how full your flight will be?
So okay, so we don't know. So we chose the bassinet seat lah, obviously,
Yeah,
because
obviously the
a
front
bit
of
more leg
the
room. Yeah, and I think you can choose. I think you can only choose it if you have a kid.
Yes,
Like
correct.
when you go to the SAF flight, when you click on it, you can't click on it unless you have a kid.
Correct. Yeah.
So we chose that. So I'm just thinking like, how do I occupy Rebecca for 7 hours? Like making sure she doesn't. I mean, part of it she'll run around the plane lah.
For sure. She'll run up and down the aisle. But it's the parts where you where you
Have to strap
can't.
her in.
Yes, you can't move around. Yeah,
Mm.
I don't know. One tip I heard last time was when during takeoff, because you know the pressure will hurt, right? And then babies
Yeah,
like or kids, you don't know how to swallow their saliva. Is to
yeah.
get them
Just
to
give them
suck
some
on
Q3.
something like drink on.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
like a lollipop, right, or something like
Yeah,
that.
and this is the first time she would ever have flown,
Yeah,
right? Because
yeah,
I mean our kids are both COVID babies lah, so
yeah,
they have never like
yeah,
left Singapore before.
yeah. So I think I'll definitely maybe buy a lollipop for her or something.
Yeah,
Try to give her
that's a good
something to
idea.
like lick, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
and so that's the 7 hour flight is something I'm stressing about.
Oof.
The landing procedure. Okay, so we land in Japan at 5:30. We leave at 9 in Singapore.
Yep.
Japan is 1 hour ahead. So effectively you land at 4:30
4:30
Singapore time,
Singapore. Yeah.
which is not so bad actually. Assuming we get out of the airport in like 3-4 hours. Like I'm just planning ahead lah, like 3-4 hours.
Mm.
Is also okay. So for us, we actually booked a hotel in Narita. So we're not actually staying in Tokyo,
Yep.
but for the night, we just decided we'll book a hotel in the airport
Yep.
and
Before
just
you
stay
get
the
onto
night
the
over.
Shinkansen, right?
Yeah, because we figured that we want Rebecca to have a good night's sleep at least, because she's probably just gonna have we don't know, she might have a very traumatic flight experience.
Yeah.
So at least she has a night to
Hopefully,
rest in
hopefully she
Narita.
has fun lah.
Yeah, hopefully lah.
Yeah. My
And then
last trip, like my last flight,
yeah.
was in 2019, just before COVID lah, October. Went
Mm,
to Taiwan with my godson and his parents. At that time he was like, I think one and a half, around the age of our kids now,
mm.
and like we were worried, like, same thing like we were worried whether or not he'll be able to take the flight. Taiwan, I can't remember how many hours it was, but
4 or 5 hours, I think.
around there.
An
But
hour.
yeah, he was okay. He had fun. Like he was playing. He kept looking through the gaps of the seat. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah.
thankfully he was okay. Yeah.
I'm really hoping that the flight is not crowded.
Yeah, it's much better, right? Then she can just roam around and
Yeah. And also she wouldn't affect other people. Like if she screams or cries, like
mm,
also a bit paiseh. You don't want to wake other people to bother other
yeah.
people.
But the 9:30 flight in the morning, I
That's
don't
the
know.
best flight really.
It's okay. I don't know about you, but when I go holiday, right, I normally try to,
Yeah.
like, let's say we go Japan. I would
Yeah.
normally try to take the late night or super early morning flight.
Yes. So you maximize your time, right?
Yes, correct. But you're not going on a holiday, so for you it's
Yeah, I'm
fine.
not going holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually it's funny because they have the 9:15 flight is an SIA flight and it's the most expensive flight.
Okay.
So I actually didn't want to select it because there's actually a Japan airline flight which is at 8:30.
Okay.
It's not significantly cheaper, but it's cheaper. And I thought, and they give you more baggage also, which is another topic altogether.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, we're like, ah yeah, 1 hour of sleep is quite precious to a baby lah. 1 hour more, like when you wake up, because if you think about it, if it's 9:15, you need to like be at the airport at like 7:30, 7:15 maybe 2 hours before lah. Maybe you can stretch it to like one
Actually,
hour if you
actually,
really
this
want.
this 2 hour thing is a very Singaporean thing.
True, but I
Yeah.
also don't know how COVID affects the check-in
True.
process.
True. And you don't want to be caught in
Yeah.
a jam and then miss your
Yeah, and
flight.
I waited 2 years for Japan. I don't want to
Yeah.
miss the flight
You rather be
because I
complacent.
decided to let Becca sleep 30 minutes later. Yeah, so like there's also a red eye flight, not red eye flight, but there's like a 6 o'clock flight for ANA,
Oh,
which we would
6 o'clock.
totally, which is like $200. I
Cheaper.
paid 570,
Oh.
like more than
Oh.
half.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's a big difference. But
Yeah,
6 o'clock
but would
means
you
that
wait?
you need to
Would
wake back up
you?
at like 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, would you
Mm.
do it?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, see, as a dad, you don't want to wake your daughter at 3 in the morning. Somebody told me before, like, isn't it better to like take a red eye flight with your kid and then let them sleep? I'm like,
The
don't think
person
your
doesn't
kid
have a
can
kid, lah,
sleep.
right?
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, because they don't maybe they don't know that like kids
Like,
don't just sleep
yeah,
anywhere.
like
Yeah, maybe
if
not
you
at
have a
this
kid
age.
at the age, you will know that it doesn't work that way. Like, they don't sleep at the time that you want them to sleep.
Yeah, and they must sleep in a place that they are comfortable with,
Yeah.
and the plane is not particularly comfortable for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was an issue. The timing was an issue, and the baggage was an issue. So we plan to actually not ship anything there initially.
You wanted to
We
carry
plan to
everything,
just
right?
bring, yeah, just like bring everything in our luggage. So each of us gets like 23. SIA only gives you 23 kilo, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then you have to buy more luggage.
It's ridiculous
Almost all
because you
the
are moving lah. If you're going on
no,
holiday,
but if
23 is okay
yeah,
lah,
okay,
right?
that's true. But if
Yeah.
you think about it, right, Japan Airlines and ANA gives 2 times 23.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that's basic. That's basic.
Wow.
They don't even yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So then when I added 20 kilos per person, right? Me and Marianne, right? The cost of the baggage, can you guess how much 20 kilos cost?
I think you told me. Like $200 something like that, right?
$300.
Yeah. Wow.
It's more than half the price of the ticket.
Oof.
Yeah. But we have no choice lah. So right now we're currently packing out the house, but it's hard to pack stuff in your bag because the stuff that you're gonna bring you also need now.
Yes. I get what you
Right? So
mean.
it's like I want to pack my clothes, and I want to pack like my stuff that I'm gonna bring. But the stuff that I'm gonna bring the most are the stuff that I'm using the most now as well.
Yeah.
So like I can only like really like legitly pack stuff like the
The night
last
before.
7 days before I go.
Yeah.
No, maybe not the night before lah, but the last 7 days I can start to
Yeah.
pack everything properly.
It's like when you go
Yeah.
holiday, then you want to bring a toothbrush, then you can't pack your toothbrush because
Yeah,
you need to
yeah.
brush your teeth in the morning when you wake up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You leave your suitcase open, your luggage open.
Yeah,
Then
correct.
immediately after you brush your teeth, you
You
stuff
throw
your
inside.
toothbrush
Yeah.
into then you close the side. Yeah.
Yeah lah.
So
I mean, it's good
yeah,
that it's finally, the hard part's finally over. So just waiting
yeah,
lah. Yeah, just waiting for
yeah.
29th, right?
29th April.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
today is the 5th. I think we could have probably have one more episode
One
before
more
you fly.
less. We can have one more. We can have one more in like
Yeah.
the third week, actually. Like on the week of the 18th,
Yep.
we can have one
Just
more.
before you fly.
Um,
Yeah. We'll talk offline about our guests lah. I have somebody in mind, but yeah, we'll see.
okay. Yeah. Sure. But anyway, that's been like the thing that has dominated my mind. And then so far, also like my the past my schedule from now to the time we leave is packed with like meeting people.
Because yeah, people
Because
wanna meet you before you go and all that, right? Yeah.
exactly, which is also kind of strange because there are a lot of people who I already said goodbye to in November, but I'm like, oh wait a second, I'm still here.
Oh,
So
you
it's
mean
like a
when
second.
when they reclose because of Omicron, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So that's why
Okay.
I'm very very careful not to tell people too much of when I'm leaving.
Mm.
Although now it's a bit more now it's a bit more legit because I've actually booked the flight already.
Yep. Yep.
But
And you
now
got
I'm a
your
bit
visa
more
already lah.
cautious. Yeah, but you really never know lah. So I don't wanna put too
Third time's the
much. I don't.
charm.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, if they delay me again, I think God doesn't want me to go already. Then I'll just stay already.
Then you
Yeah.
gotta get a new job. No lah. I guess you can continue working at the church.
No, I don't want.
Really?
I don't. I'll find something
If you
else to
if
do.
you can't be a
Yeah, probably.
missionary, oh really?
Yeah. No, it's very different to work in
As
a
a missionary and
church.
as a church like
Yeah.
staff, right? I
Yeah.
see.
It's like if you think of it and in a corporate point of view, it's not really you can't draw the parallels that nicely. But if you think of it this way, being a missionary is very client facing. You
Mm.
are working with people who aren't in your company, right? They're non-Christians to
Yep. Yep.
me, right? They're people who don't really know what church is, who God is. So a lot of I want to spend time with them because these are people that I think need God. But then in Singapore, the church are full of people. It's like back office. Everybody knows what the company is about. Everybody and they take for granted what they have because Singaporeans are basically very very like if the people go out in the church. So it's really a very different ball game altogether when you work with
Mm.
church people.
Mm.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you couldn't be a missionary, you would go back to doing accounting?
That's a good question actually.
Because
I
like in terms of your
yeah
training and all that, like what other
yeah
skill sets would you be able to
yeah.
do?
So I can see two possible tracks that I'll go down. Three actually. One is I'll go back to doing accounting.
Uh,
I used to be an auditor, so I don't think it'll be difficult to get a job. Not especially in this field in the current climate. But I don't know whether I want to do that.
mm,
Right,
mm.
in terms of work-life balance and I also because I haven't been in corporate for a long time. I think 5 over years, 6 over
Has it
years.
been that long since you left the
I left
the accounting
PwC
world.
in 2016.
Why? Wow, I didn't know that was okay. I
Yeah,
didn't
so
know
like
that. Yeah.
basically when I got married, that's when I left yeah, accounting.
Mm.
So like it's kind of weird also because I'll be a 33-year-old, 34 year
But then
old,
you'll be like, you won't be
but
very
I'll
high,
be in
right?
a
You'll be working with
I mean
20
I'll be
plus.
I'll be middle management,
Yeah.
which is also a bit strange.
But your peers will be like
Yeah.
20 plus, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it would be that weird, but
Yeah.
yeah. It's also yeah. Anyway, so that's one way. Another way that I was pursuing before was actually I was going to teach music.
Mm.
So those of you who don't know, I play the guitar. So I actually before I did like after I left PwC, I actually signed up. I actually registered as a music teacher with two different companies, and I got accepted as a music teacher. But I chose to go to a different company.
I see.
And then the last one is pursuing coaching lah,
Yeah, lor.
fitness
I mean, you
coaching
could
as
join the
me.
fitness industry. So,
Yeah, that has the most flexibility, I think,
yep.
in terms of work life balance. But I don't. It's also the most uncertain
Yeah. I mean, just
because
look at
most
COVID,
coaches
right?
aren't. Yeah, and most coaches aren't paid. I mean, I don't know how other gyms work. I only know how Actualize works. I also don't know how marketable CrossFit is if I don't work in a CrossFit gym,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I mean, looking at the people that we know, uh, you can't like put all your eggs in one basket. You can't just do only CrossFit. You have to
Yeah,
do
yeah, yeah. You can.
PT.
To do. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to work in
Make
if
ends. Yeah.
like if it really comes to it, you have to work in other gyms also teaching other forms of fitness. Yeah. But the good thing about
Yeah.
fitness, I guess, is that a lot of it is transferable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think if I were to do that, I would also study more, get more of my certifications under my belt.
Oh wait, I need to ask you. So do you get your goal today?
Yes, I
IPPT?
did.
Alright. How many points you get?
I didn't get very much. I got 87.
Which is 7 points more than required, right?
No, 2 points more.
2 points? Oh,
Really
85.
85. Yeah, I was quite surprised. So
Oh.
I got almost max on my push-ups and sit-ups.
Mm.
It's just my running that was
Huh.
surprisingly cui.
Really? So
So
yours.
I ran an 11:11,
And what
which
was your
is
previous timing?
so
10 plus? Like last
what
year's
previous
timing?
as in when how long ago? Oh, last year.
Last year's timing?
Last year was probably sub 11.
Wow.
But I was also way lighter and it was a different track.
As in a different
Yeah.
road,
Like
like
the
you
running
ran
route
at a
I
different
ran
pace.
in my reservice is like 2 rounds around the camp,
Mm.
while this one is like 6 rounds around like the vehicle shed, which is more
Okay.
yeah. But it's still like I needed to get 12:10 to get goal.
Oh, okay lah. Just like
So
1 minute
I
buffer.
wasn't close to not getting it.
Yeah, no problem then.
Yeah.
500
But
bucks, right?
yeah. I would say just by scoring really well on push-ups and sit-ups, like you set yourself for success really.
Yeah.
You don't need
So
to stress too
so
much.
any of the like for example any of our listeners or our viewers now, if they don't know what we're talking about, where we're from, Singapore, all males without any health problems have to go
Yeah.
through something called national service, which is 2 years of either you go to the army or the navy or the air force, police force, or civil defense.
Fire. Yeah.
Yeah, and then if you are combat fit, so they not rank, but they give you a grade according to
Yeah.
your health. If you are combat fit, which is rank like C2 and above, something like that, right? Basically A,
C2L. Yeah,
B,
it
and
depends.
C2. You have to do an annual fitness test called IPPT, which is what is it? Individual
Individual physical proficiency
proficiency
test.
test. Yeah, and there are different grades lah. Like if you get 85 points and above, you get gold.
Okay, cool.
Silver is what, 75?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then pass with instead of 65.
Yeah. Then the stations are push-ups, sit-ups,
Yeah.
and just running. So it used to be 6 stations, but they reduced it to 3. And
Yeah.
then there's
It
a
was
limit.
way harder
Yeah, it was harder
the
lah.
previous way.
Apparently it's easier now. I wouldn't know because I'm C9, so I'm
No,
exempted.
it is way easier now because you can make up for your mistakes.
Yeah. And there's a monetary like reward or incentive lah. So
Yeah.
if you get gold, you get 500, right? 500
Yep.
bucks. And then silver is
Yep.
300,
Yep.
bronze is 200,
Yeah, pass
And
with
then
incentive.
pass with incentive is 100, and then there's pass, which is
No.
uh
Pass with incentive is the bronze.
oh, okay. And
So
then after that,
65 and
there's
above
pass, right?
is, yeah, but pass got no money.
Yeah, so pass no money, but the reward is you don't have to go for remedial training.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
on weekdays lah. Yeah.
So it was really
So
interesting, like I at the IPPT that I was at, they actually asked you can do the two stations, the push-ups and the sit-ups,
uh
and they asked people if you want to fall out, we'll still count your attendance, and you can leave.
oh, so they know that they can't pass really, right? Like they know
Yeah,
they're
so they
gonna
know
fail.
like I'm not gonna pass, so I'm not gonna bother to even run.
Yeah,
I will just do because if you don't do your IPPT, at least not clock it. You have to do. You will be
you'll
charged.
be charged.
Right?
Yeah,
Instead
you'll
of
pay a
you get
fine.
money, you pay money.
Yeah, and if you skip too many times without like valid reasons, you have to go to army jail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, DB. It's very rare lah.
yeah, very rare lah. So
Yeah.
our friend Zijian, he was on the show I think like 2 episodes ago or 3 episodes
Yeah.
ago. He forgot to do IPT once, like a few years back. And then I remember he was like damn sian because he's fit, like he can get at least silver and above.
Yeah.
But then he forgot, right? So he was forced to go for 10 remedial
RT.
trainings.
Oh, that sucks.
I think it's a weekday, right? 7 p.m. or something like that.
Yeah, it's at night,
Yeah,
weekday
it's at
night.
night. Yeah, and then he's like the fittest guy there. Like everybody there is like fat, chubby.
Yeah.
They
And he
have
needs
to.
to go to an army camp, which is super ulu.
Yeah, it depends on where he's sent to lah, right? Or it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Yeah,
I think RT is only a certain basis though. So if he stays out Sengkang, right, Bangkok.
Bangkok. Yeah,
So every army base is far for him. There's no one near army base. The nearest to him is Padio, but it's an air base. I think the
yeah.
nearest is like what? Kranji? No, not even Kranji. Khatib maybe? I don't know.
But the good thing is that after that, after 10 times, you get
You
to do
pass.
the IPPT again. And then if
Yeah.
you get whatever score, you still get money. You still get the
Ye-
incentive. Yeah,
yes, but even if you fail your IPPT, it's okay.
yeah. Because you
So
just have to
for those
just have to do the remedial
yeah.
training, right?
So for those who have no chance in like they know they're not gonna pass and they don't care about passing, they need to do the 10 RTs, then they just try to do IPT again.
And
And
then
if they
fail,
fail, it's okay.
and then
And
they're
then that's fine.
released.
That's their obligation.
I've heard of
Yeah.
people who purposely fail the first time because they want to go to RT. Because when you go for remedial training, you're given like a small allowance. Yeah, so they want to
It's not
go
that much
to get the allowance, and then after that they pass after the 10
to get
trainings.
money.
To then they get more money again. Yeah,
It's not worth it, man. Maybe
yeah.
maybe you stay opposite the army base.
I guess if like you have no family, you got nothing to do, you're bored.
RT is very easy.
Yeah.
It's very nonsense.
Honestly, RT is not gonna help anybody pass the PPT if you can't pass in the first place.
Yeah, if you want to pass ability, you wouldn't wait for RT to pass.
You have to go.
You
You
have to
go train
train
on
on
your
your
own.
own.
Yeah, you go train on your own.
Yeah,
That's what I heard. So like,
it wouldn't help you.
yeah.
Yeah. But today the people were surprisingly fit. I'm quite surprised
Mm.
when I saw people. Yeah. I think there were a few people I think I would say maybe there were in my batch that went through, maybe 30 of us. I would say there are 5, 6 goals at least,
Mm.
which is a lot. Lah. Yeah, anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, sure.
So we mentioned this week in our chat, we mentioned a bit about Elden Ring,
Yeah.
but I wanted to ask you, what games are you looking? Okay, so 2022 to me is an insane gaming year. There are a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of games
crazy.
this year
It's crazy.
that like I have played already that I think would be game of the year last year.
Mm. But this year the
And there are
competition is
games,
nuts, right?
yeah, and there are games that I want to play this year so badly. Yeah. So I guess I just want to ask. I have a whole list, but what games are you most looking forward to playing in 2022?
Uh, okay. So I'm currently playing Ghost, right? I told you. Like, I'm playing through Ghost. I'm
Yeah,
halfway through Act 2 already. So
that's 2019 though.
when I'm done with that, definitely first on
Yeah.
my list is to finish Horizon Forbidden West lah.
Woo!
Yeah, which you've
Then we
already
can finally talk
finished.
about it.
Then we can talk about it. Yeah. This year, okay, let me see. games in 2020. Okay. Um okay, before we go into like what's coming up, what has come out, I would say Elden Ring is actually on my list, but it's a very apprehensive place on my list. Because I mean if you all know me, like anybody who knows me, I'm not a Souls fan. Yeah. I tried Sekiro for like I don't know 1 hour or something like that, and then I gave up. It's just too infuriating. Although like, cause I listen to other gaming podcasts and then I watch YouTubers, right? Apparently Sekiro is
Mm.
like one of the more liked what do you call it, Souls game.
So it's like
Yeah,
from soft games.
as in more well received. Am I wrong? Am I right?
Mm. Actually, I think the most well received Souls game, other than Elden Ring now from FromSoft, is Bloodborne.
Mm,
But Sekiro is very different from the previous FromSoft games,
mm,
the mechanics wise. So Sekiro, I mean, it has the typical FromSoft, very weird art style, very weird story, very difficult bosses. But the whole thing about Sekiro is the parry, stat, stature, pose,
mm,
posture system, where like you have to. In previous Souls games, FromSoft games, most people dodge, but in Sekiro, your main purpose is not to dodge, it's to parry.
Perry, yeah.
So you have to break the opponent's posture by parrying him at the right moment
Yep.
without getting your own posture broken.
Mm,
So a lot of people say it's a good starting point for people to get in because you don't really need like the previous Souls games to like train your muscle memory.
mm.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds a bit like um Ghost lah, right? They need
Uh,
to
uh
parry well to
yeah.
break their
But it's a totally different level though,
yeah lah, of course lah.
in terms of difficulty.
Ghost
Yeah.
is like the toddler version, the baby version lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's more fun actually.
I
I
okay.
enjoyed Ghost more than I enjoyed.
The thing is that for Elden Ring, right? I mean, I watched some gameplay
Mm,
from a few streamers.
mm,
Uh, I think okay, the one thing that makes me like want to try it as opposed to any of the other Souls games is that it's supposedly the most friendly Souls game. Correct?
mm.
You can
Yep.
go and out level or level up more if you get stuck.
Mm.
Whereas in all the
Right.
other Souls games, there's no such thing as out leveling an area when you're stuck. Correct?
Yep.
It's purely
Yep.
skill. Yeah, and
You
I
don't even
know.
need, as it, you don't even need to fight the boss. There are some bosses you can
Yeah,
skip
can skip,
entirely.
right? Yeah, or you can skip, go become powerful and come back and like one shot the boss, something like that.
Yep, that's possible.
Yeah, but okay. At the same time, what I heard is that even if you go and out level, it doesn't mean that you are invincible. It means that
Yeah.
if you die in
Yes.
2 hits at the beginning, now you die in 4 hits.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
which in Souls games, it's a huge thing, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even
You
to be
double
able to
your
survive
your
one more
like.
hit is like
Yeah.
yeah. But it still
Yeah.
sounds intimidating to me. You see,
It is. But
it
the
is.
good thing about Elden Ring that is you can play with friends.
Yeah, up to 4, right?
Yeah, you don't even need to play up to four. I think even just adding one more player to your boss fights makes
Makes it
it
a
so
lot of
much
difference.
easier.
Yeah, true lah. That's
Because the,
true.
the boss needs to like target one.
Mm-mm.
And then I don't know whether because in Elden Ring you can summon things. So you can summon other players into your
Mm.
game, or you can also summon like NPCs to
Like
fight for
yeah,
you, right?
There's
Some
the
are like
other meme.
wolves. Some,
There's the other meme that I've been, like
yeah,
hearing like if you summon
yeah.
to fight a boss,
Your
you
noob.
didn't kill the boss.
Oh, that's
It's
bullcrap
not
though.
legit. Like it's not legit.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think in a sense, I love it because in Elden Ring the difficulty is there's a baseline difficulty, which is it's difficult,
Mm.
and then you can choose how much difficulty you want. But to me, the idea that if you use the summons, it's like easy mode is damn stupid because the argument can go any different way. Then why you level up your weapon? Why you wear armor? Might as well just play the game without like the
Nika.
game gives you all these different things, right? For you to use.
Yes.
Then if you say you can use this but you cannot use that, I'm like, that's very arbitrary. If you tell me you play the whole game without upgrading your armor, without wearing anything, with your beginning weapon, then I say you're good.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's like the community that was built and like has been around this genre of games. They
Mm.
obviously have a certain, I want to say elitist mindset, but
Ah. Ah,
not in a negative connotation lah, but they have a certain mindset that
yep.
the game has to be played this way. Because in all the other
Mm,
Souls games, there's also seen as summons, right?
mm.
Yeah, yeah lor. So
Well,
yeah, I don't know. It's on my list, but I'm not sure whether I'll ever get it. I'm sure you will get it eventually. Yeah,
I want to. Oh, yeah. I'll talk about it.
and then
Okay.
you
I
break your
want people
resolution.
to play with me.
Oh
I
really? You
broke
don't
it
want to play?
already.
I I do think that the definitive experience should be play alone.
Yes,
Oh, you bought it
I
already
agree.
on Steam, is
No,
it?
I didn't buy. I didn't buy it.
Oh, okay. But you're waiting
But
for a
I
sale
want
lah.
to. I do think I want to play it, not necessarily with someone. Like because when you play co-op, it's not a consistent co-op experience. It's not like you cannot play when I'm not around. It's
Uh huh.
more like you join my world, or I join your world.
Ah,
So let's
okay.
say you play two separate games, and then you get stuck on the first boss, for example, and you can try to defeat the boss on your own while I'm not playing with you. But like maybe when you're really just sick and tired, you're like, just help me. So I join into your game, we kill the boss together, and then I can leave anytime I want as well. Or
Okay.
you join my
And
world.
it doesn't
Yeah.
affect your progress,
No,
correct?
it's your world that you are progressing. Yeah. So if you wanted to like even have two separate save files, one is a co-op, one is a solo experience. You can. Although Elden Ring is like really long. I
Mm.
heard like I heard Gaijin Hunter and Rurikan. They're Monster Hunter players, so they're good players. They spend like 140 hours to play the game.
But they do all the content also lah. They all do the side stuff, the caves and all that,
They
right?
try to do as much as they can, but apparently the game is so big that even when you don't finish it, like even if you try to finish everything, you're probably only at like 40% done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's the cool thing about this game is that you know how modern games they like developers want you to play whatever they create. So they'll point to it like minimap markers,
Mm.
like play this, do this. Then they'll give you like collectibles or challenges. Elden Ring, from the playthroughs I've seen, don't doesn't do that. Like they don't care. Like you can miss everything the developers put and just play like the critical path. And to them it's like okay, whatever.
Mm.
But if you want to play everything, you can play everything. And that will take you like 300 hours to play everything. Yeah, which is cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, what else?
Uh. Okay. Let's see. For this year, is it?
Yeah.
I think what has come out so far, probably I don't have anything really lah. What's coming
Mm.
out in the future? Let's see. April doesn't really have anything that's standing out to me.
Mm.
But I know some of you guys like Vampire the Masquerade, right?
Uh, it doesn't seem like the development is going well, so I'm probably not very high on it.
Really? But it's supposed to
Yeah.
release like this month, so
Yeah,
yeah.
probably not.
Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe Gotham Knights lah, but that's in October.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's co-op game.
they
That's when you can
actually
play as. I think no, they got delayed. 2020. No, is it? No, Suicide
no.
Squad got
The other
delayed.
one got delayed. Suicide Squad got
Yeah,
delayed.
Suicide Squad.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
because they didn't want to release two competing, like
Yeah.
two DC games competing with each other, right?
Yeah,
Which makes
it doesn't
sense
make
lah.
sense.
Yeah.
Wait, so
So
when is it being released? Oh,
it's
October.
in October,
Okay.
October 25th, which is a long time lah. Yeah. I think that's the only thing that it's on my
Looking
list
at.
for the rest of the year because I think everything that I wanted to play has come out already. Right?
Mm.
Like Elden
Yeah,
Ring,
to be honest,
Horizon,
in
Lost
yeah,
Ark, Destiny.
February kit was in the Jan February was a crazy week, crazy
Yeah.
month.
February was
Everything came
was
out in
nuts.
February.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Actually, for me, most of the games I want to play are on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
They're not even on. Okay, so definitely Elden Ring is something I want to play with a friend. Whether it's you or I. The thing is that I think you are the only apart from Chris, but I don't think Chris will play it because he's just too busy. But like I think you and Tian are probably the only other people that I might play it.
Mm.
Who might play it? I don't think anybody in our group will play it. Um,
Nobody in
the
our
other
gaming group is into
yeah
soul stuff. Yeah.
yeah
Nobody.
nobody. Unfortunately, the game I'm playing right now is Triangle Strategy on the Switch. So
I think you talked about it
yeah, I
last
talked
time.
about it a little bit. So you never finished Octopath Traveler, right?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so Triangle Strategy is done by the same developers as Octopath Traveler.
I see.
if you look at the Switch, I showed it to you. The Switch design, right? It looks the same. You can see the font, Triangle
Oh
Strategy and
yeah, yeah,
Optimal
yeah. It's
Traveler
exactly the same.
is
Yeah.
is exactly the same.
Yep.
So I am looking forward to. I'm playing through it now, and it's like a Final Fantasy Tactics game.
Mm,
But I would say the story is very, very long. So I think
mm,
if you just play one through, it's 35 hours. But because you choose different paths in the story, so a lot of people will go back and play the game again because then you choose the alternate path.
mm.
And there's like 4 different endings. So that's been really good. The other Switch games I'm looking forward to. There's an RPG coming up in April. I know. Yeah, April. So 12 April called 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. Have you heard of it before?
No.
Never, right? You can go Google it. 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. So it came out on PS4
Oh. Oh, it's this
two
month.
years ago?
Oh, it's next
You
week.
sure? Sorry. Yeah, it's really, really close. But it's my kind of game because it's a very amazing story driven
What is it?
tactics
It's a
strategy
JRPG,
kind
is
of
it?
game. Yeah, it's a JRPG. So I'm looking forward to playing that. In June, do you know what's coming out? I think you'll play as well. And you better play with Zijian, you better play with me. Because Sunbreak is coming out.
Oh.
Are you gonna play?
Is it in June?
Yeah, is it not June?
Oh,
Monster Hunter
this list that I'm looking at
Sunbreak.
doesn't have it. That's weird.
I think it's 29th June 2022.
The thing is that, right? Are you gonna buy it on PC or are you gonna buy it on Switch?
No, I don't play on Switch.
Really? Yeah.
Because I think it doesn't come on PC until much later.
Oh, it doesn't come on PC that much later. I thought
No,
they will
it's
come out at the
not. It's
same time.
not. No, because Rise came out this year on PC.
Yes. Yes.
But oh wait, maybe
So it says
maybe
platforms.
you're right. Oh, you're right. It is coming out at the same time.
Hey, it's coming on my birthday.
Oh, your birthday. Oh no. Okay, I can buy for you for birthday present.
All right.
But the thing about if because I don't have it on.
Oh yes, yes. It's set to launch on June 30th, 2022 on both the Switch and PC as paid
Yeah,
DLC.
but I don't have Rise on the PC. Do you have Rise on PC?
No. But I'm
Yeah.
sure they
So
will
to
have like a
me,
combo.
like it's the same price, is it? If you have both
Okay, so the you know like I think you will share the same like thought as me. You want to play on PC because you want the uncapped
Ultimate
FPS
graphics. Huh?
and the super
Yeah,
graphics, right? But things that
yeah.
we
I don't
already
want to
have
buy
so
this.
much done on the Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you were
Like
to buy it
I
on PC, you need to play through everything again.
yeah, no thanks. I literally just started like just doing a few hunts
Mm.
2 or 3 days ago because I realized Sunbreak is coming out. And you probably haven't played Rise in months, right?
No, yeah, we haven't played Rise in months.
So
Yeah.
if you go back now, right, there's like 70 event quests for you to pick up
Yeah. They added more
and play
stuff
if
also,
you
lah,
want
right?
to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can like get Akuma layered armor. Like you can look like Akuma
Mm.
from Street Fighter. So I was like, okay, I'll just go back and like play my and I forgot how fun playing longsword is.
Mm.
Like how shocked the combat is and everything.
The Bato Jutsu,
So
right?
yeah. So I'm definitely gonna play Sunbreak. It's a good question whether if they have okay, I tell you this again. If they have cross save, I will play on PC. But I can guarantee you they will not have it. Do you know why?
Why? They want
Because
people to
they didn't have cross save even for
for this
Rise.
one, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Like when Rise came out, people thought that they would do it, but they didn't. And so I have very low hopes that yeah, and I do not want to play 150 hours again on the PC.
Even
Yeah.
Hades now has cross save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So oh well. But that's Sunbreak is in June. So from like here to June, plus I'm going to Japan, right? So I'm going to be busy as well. I have no bandwidth to play any other game. And
Mm.
then somewhat if I bother, I stopped my sub for FF already, FF14. But FF14 has a new patch coming up in April as well. If I bother to play it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't think so. Like I already stopped my sub already for FF14. Yeah. And then the last one is Pokemon.
Oh, you mean Arceus, is it?
No, the new
Oh,
Pokemon comes
the
out end
new
of the year,
Pokemon?
right? Yeah, it comes out end of the year.
I don't know, man.
Pokemon, what is it? Violet? Is that what it's called?
Scarlet
Violet?
and
Violet
Violet.
and something? Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, I think they come. Yeah, 2022. They come out at the end of the year.
But it's not. There's no confirmed date yet, right? It's just late 2022.
Which to me tells me it's. I mean, Pokemon is like a system seller, right?
Yep.
So it's going to be like December 2022. It's like going to be like the Christmas thing to buy. And do you hear that Breath of the Wild got delayed?
Yes, because late the next year, right?
2022. But do you know what people suspect about the delay?
No,
They suspect that they're going to release a Switch Pro
to sell as a
together with Breath
bundle.
of the Wild 2. So they'll release Breath of the Wild 2 and the Switch Pro at the same time. Yeah. Did you buy the OLED?
No, I didn't. There's no point in
Yeah.
getting the OLED for us lah. I feel like it's not that big of a jump, right?
I would have bought it because I play all my games handheld.
Yeah, I mean for me it doesn't make sense because I have two switches. I have the light and the regular, so
Yeah.
I didn't need the OLED.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So I also want to play RCS actually. But you didn't play it, right?
I didn't play it because okay, there are a few reasons why I didn't play it. Like I know like a lot of people praise the battle system, right?
Yeah.
They say like it's much more fun. But at the
Mm,
same time, people also criticize like not just the graphics, but the
mm.
the barrenness of the
Yeah.
open world.
And the
Yeah,
graphics sucks, right?
yeah. The graphics looks like
That's the
something
one
from
thing.
PlayStation 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like it didn't jump out to me as something that I really 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 want to play.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm. I agree. The cool thing about this game, the RCS that makes me want it feels okay. I don't know how did you previously play previous Pokemon games? You care about catching all the Pokemon?
Yes.
Oh, you cared about filling your Pokédex.
Yes. Like the last
Oh,
game that the last Pokemon game that we played was Let's Go lah, right?
let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm like I need to catch everything.
yeah. So let's go was good because it made me feel like I want to fill up my Pokédex.
Yep.
But previous reiterations of Pokemon, like all the color versions, right?
Mm.
I just play the story through, fight the final boss,
And
get the
then
strongest ass team, and then that's already. I'm done. But
okay.
Arceus seems like the way the system is made makes you want to like catch all the Pokemons and fill out your Pokédex. Which to me is a very which to me I really enjoyed in Let's Go. And I really especially enjoyed it in what's the VR game again? Pokemon Go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know whether it might appeal to me, but it's still low on my list. Like compared to all the other games I want to play, Arceus will be the last.
Yeah, I think
But
that's the problem. Like it's not compelling enough that I want to play it. Like it's not like high on my list. There's so many other games I want to play, right?
yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's like for me, I will never reach like that that part of the list.
Mm.
You get what I mean? Because there's so many other games to
Yep.
play. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Like
I agree.
even now I'm like okay. So I had COVID, right? The last like that was like what 2 3 weeks ago. I had COVID on I think
Yeah.
7
2 weeks
18
ago? 3
17.
weeks?
Yeah,
Oh, 2 weeks ago.
2.5 weeks ago lah. So I was telling Zitian what happened was that when you get COVID and then you got MC, right? So like I know
Mm.
I'll be at home for at least 7 days. So the first couple of days were painful because that's when COVID was the worst, right? Don't really want to do anything. Can't even really like enjoy playing games. Like even you sit there and watch Netflix also, your whole body just like damn pain. Just want
Yeah.
to sleep. But third, fourth day onwards, like you recover enough that you can kind of enjoy just being like just staying at home doing nothing, right?
Mm.
So I had to like plan my time because now I'm still playing Lost Ark, right? So I was playing Lost Ark. Um, I literally had to like like before I sleep, right? I'll be like, okay, tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'm gonna do my dailies from this time to this time. Then after that, I'm gonna
And
like
then
level
ghost.
my and I'm out from this time to this time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, then I'll have lunch. Then maybe I'll take a nap. Then when I wake up, right, I'll spend at least 1 to 2 hours like playing Ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, Lost Ark will reset at 6 o'clock. Then I go do other
You
stuff
do
again.
dailies again.
Yeah,
Mm.
so it's like even if I wasn't, let's say I didn't have to work. So let's say I
Mm.
have all the time in the world just to play games. There's so many other games, right, that
Mm.
I wouldn't be able to hit, like even the middle of my list.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, a lot of it's because you play Lost Ark. MMOs take the most time.
that's true. But because I want to keep up with the MMO And then
Yeah.
when I'm done with the dailies, then I will go play my single player game.
Yeah.
Right?
But I'll say that if you take out loss up, you will realize that you have more time. A lot more time.
Confirm.
Yeah.
Like every night, right?
MMOs take, yeah,
When
4 hours, 5 hours.
yeah, when Meredith goes to sleep, I I think I spend like at least 3 hours doing my dailies, and
Mm.
yeah, just like clearing all my dailies on like my 4 characters. Dailies and
Yeah.
weeklies lah. I mean sometimes it's faster lah. Yeah.
Mm.
Then I was like looking at my time plate like in the last like 2 weeks, two weeks plus because of COVID, right? I averaged like 10 hours a day in Lost Ark.
Walao.
Yeah, which is nuts
What can you say?
I mean some people will say, oh, that's rookie numbers, but we work, right?
Who says it's rookie numbers?
I don't know. People who don't work will say it's rookie numbers.
10 hours
Yeah.
is insane.
But
That's more
that's
than.
thanks to COVID because I was stuck in my room, couldn't do
Mm.
anything. Yeah. So I had 9 days MC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Total. So yeah lor, that's all I did. But yeah, anyway, so back to the point. I don't think I'll ever get to Arceus.
Mm.
Yeah.
If anything, just play Violet and Scarlet.
But I
Right.
think I will play Violet and Scarlet.
I think so too. Because it's like the best of Arceus.
Yeah.
The
I
stuff
hope
that they learned.
is it you don't know, man. We don't know the battle
I think
system.
they will take some of the battle systems and the open world from. Honestly, the open world is the best part of Arceus, right? That's what everybody says.
Yeah.
Even though it's a very ugly open world.
It's barren,
But
but it's a
Violet
good concept.
already looks better.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it doesn't look great, but it looks more colorful. Right.
Yeah.
So I think they'll take some parts of that, combine with your traditional, your 8 gyms and stuff like that.
Mm.
To me, I always think the Pokemon not genre, Pokemon formula has always been stagnant.
Yeah.
And I welcome any change. Even if it's bad,
Yeah,
it's
I think that
alright.
was one of
Just
the
try
big,
something.
like what do you call that? Praise of Arceus,
Arceus.
right? That it took the kind of stale formula and then it like made it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just try something new. And like even if it doesn't work, it's alright. You figure out something that doesn't work and then you don't do it again and you take stuff that did work and you make it better.
Mm.
Yeah. But of course I think some Pokemon fans are also on the idea that like since Pokemon is already like what they are used to is what they like. So they just want the same thing over and over
Yeah,
and over
they
again.
don't want you to mess with
The formula.
their
Yeah.
formula. Like to them it's a comfort, right?
Yeah.
We'll
Mm.
see lah. We'll see.
Yeah. So I'm quite excited for the rest of the year actually. There's a lot of Ragnarok is not coming out this year, I think.
God of War.
Not that I can play either.
You can buy a PS5 in Japan.
I will see.
If you can find one lah. I don't know what's the situation there, though.
Apparently you can. So I've been talking to some of my friends. They said possible.
Like much
They said
easier.
they said like it's not like on the shelf, like when you walk in. But if you want, you can like ask the shop to call you when it comes in or something like that.
It's not like immediately
Yeah.
scalped. That kind of like in Singapore.
Yeah,
Is it?
it's not as bad as in Singapore, which makes sense, right? Because like if anywhere were to have it, it would
should
be
be
either
Japan,
the US or Japan.
Yeah. It's quite funny because like like in Singapore it's still super out of stock. It's always scalped whenever like one of the big gaming shops like put it up for sale online. Which okay, I mean like sidetrack. I don't understand why they don't do like a simple capture system to stop people from scalping. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't care.
They don't care. Yeah, they just want to make money, right? Yeah. So I have a friend from uni, right? I don't really talk to him anymore. I chat with him like maybe once in a long while. I think last time I talked to him was like a couple of years ago lah. But he's on my Facebook and he's like he's kind of like influencer lah. Like he blogs and stuff. Yeah. So he's always commenting on posts, and then like if like a random post from like some shop or some website, and then your friend comments, and normally it'll be the top comment for you, right? Yeah. So every time one of those shops like Kishan or what's the other one? TOG, like Game Extreme, right? Every time they post like we will be having a PS5 sale at this time, then he will always comment and be like, he'll be damn sarcastic. He'll be like, so you're selling it to the bots again? It's like, oh, why can't you guys just implement a proper system? And
Yeah.
every time I read, like, it's been going on for like what, almost 2 years, right? 1.5 years since. Then I'm like, it's like just sitting there and thinking, damn it, I got two PS5s. I just feel so bad because he obviously desperately wants one, but he
Obviously,
can't
wants
get
one,
it.
right?
Yeah, he can't get it. Every time
Yeah,
he tries, he
that's
can't
quite
get it.
sad,
Then he will
actually.
get damn angry. Then he will like post like a long comment on one of their
Yeah.
posts lah. Yeah,
It doesn't make sense to me that they don't have a wait list.
yeah.
Like, don't to me, lottery system, it's one way to do it, but to me, the wait list makes more sense. It's just
You
a bit more work. Like, you have a wait list of people who want, let's say 200 people they want a PS5. So you get it when you get shipment in, you start calling them. Hey, I got it. You're one of you're number 5. You want? Don't want? Okay, fine. Strike off.
do you watch the video about the Swatch Omega thing?
Which one? Which one?
The one
There's a
where
lot of videos of it, so it depends on which one you're talking about.
the huge
Not the
crowd was
police
like
one, right?
just like talking to the manager and telling him that they need to have a wait
Oh,
list. Yeah.
oh.
So I mean I don't know lah. What actually what you said is like a very Singaporean thing, right? But I guess it's in this
No,
just
but it's
my guess.
different.
It's like a company doesn't really give a shit because they're still earning the money regardless,
Mm.
right?
But it's different for Swatch because on the firstly, it's not limited edition,
Yep.
so the wait list doesn't make sense.
Yep.
There's not a limit in quantity,
Yep.
right? Not like the PS5. There's a low in supply, high in demand. So wait list makes sense, to be fair. But for Swatch Speedmaster, you're going to get it in like 2 weeks if you're willing to wait.
Mm.
So it does to me. It just okay. That stupid Swatch Speedmaster thing is just Omega is just ridiculous to me.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
so I don't even know what scalpers are thinking. Could they make money? Do you think they make money?
I would think that if you are lucky, you will make money off.
Some
I'm
people
gonna
were
say
selling on Carousel.
idiots lah, but yeah,
Some people were selling for 1,002.
I know I saw, but whether or not it sells is
It's
a different story lah.
300. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway.
I'm sure there are people who cannot wait, and then they just want one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if money is not an issue, then they'll pay for it lah. But the PS5 is different. Like PS5, even if you have a
Yes.
lot of money, you
You can't
still
get
not,
it
you cannot get it
unless you're willing to buy from scalpers lah.
unless you're willing to buy scalpers. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'll let you know. Maybe I'll bring it back. No, just kidding.
Bring a few back. Hey guys, 1,000 each.
Also, I actually don't know how much it costs in Japan. I think my friend told me it's like 800 or 700, which is
Yeah,
about there lah.
that's about there. I got mine
Yeah.
for I got mine was a bundle. I think it was 900, 900. I can't remember.
Yeah. But to me,
Yeah.
okay, I don't think the PS5 excites me as much now because there's only really like
few
two
games.
games that I'll play on it.
Yeah.
One I've already played, so I'm okay.
Yep.
Yeah, but to me, until God of War comes out, Ragnarok comes out, I'm just like, you know what, it's fine. I don't play it.
Mm. I think the
Yeah.
other issue is that there aren't any PS5 only. I don't think there are. Are there? Most of them
Forbidden
are
West?
still on the PS4. Like they released their PS4, PS5 version,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But I would say you would not want to play Forbidden West on the PS4
True lah.
if you can afford. If
If
you
you want
can
the
afford
best
it.
experience, you should play
Yeah.
on the PS5. Or you
Yeah.
wait like 1 year for it to come out on the PC. Like
Yeah.
Zero Dawn.
Yeah, like I remember playing Zero Dawn on PS4, and I actually played Zero Dawn on PC as well. So I have Zero Dawn on PC,
Oh, okay.
and it was good. But I forgot how good 60 FPS really feels like. Like I forgot, like that's why I played Ghost. When you lent me a PS5, I actually played Ghost for a while on 60 FPS just to like shocks you because
Yeah.
I played Ghost on 30,
Yeah.
right? And it's a totally different.
No, 30 and
It
60
almost
is
feels like a
huge.
different. It
Yeah.
feels like a different game, especially on these kind of games where it's very fast.
I played Spider-Man on PS4, right?
Oh,
Do you boot up Spider-Man on my PS5?
I tried. And somehow it has the new Peter Parker, which is weird.
Yeah, it's the Tom Holland version, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
60 FPS on Spider-Man and 30 FPS. Wow. It's like
It's a world of difference.
heaven and earth, man.
Yeah.
It's very different. Yeah.
Yeah. For these fast games, like when you are moving to the open world, you really like the performance mode is the way to go. Resolution mode, it's not as pretty, but you can't even tell the difference when it's that fast.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't think so. Yeah. Anyway, I want to ask you another question. So we usually have the segment which is like, what have you been watching? What have you been playing?
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you, what do you think of Moon Knight?
Oh, is second episode out, by the way? I was thinking
No, I think
Wednesday, right?
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Comes out every Wednesday.
Okay. I will say that I liked it, and one of the reasons why I liked it is because it doesn't seem to be connected to any of the other MCUs. I mean,
Yes.
not that I hate that there's always crossovers. I actually do love the
Yeah.
crossovers. Whenever there's crossover, I'm like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's a fresh kind of like a fresh thing to just have a Marvel character that doesn't seem to have like you don't need to watch like 10,000 other shows to know what's going to happen.
Yet.
Yeah
Yet.
lah, yeah
Yeah.
lah. I'm sure eventually it'll be linked, but it's nice lah. Because
I
all the
think.
other Disney Plus TV shows
Yeah.
have all been linked to something else.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you think it's going to link to though? If it links, I think it will link. I don't think it's a standalone.
I hmm
I
I
know. I
don't know.
know. I think what it will be linked to the most is the Eternals,
Really?
because that whole like Egyptian god thing plays into the whole eternal. Because the Eternals are like ancient gods, right? Like
Mm.
Icarus and what's Athene, Athena, right? The Angelina Jolie's
Tina,
role.
yeah, Tina.
Yeah, they're all like gods of different realms. So to me, it seems like the most tie-in into like the whole what do you call the big guy in the sky? What's his race? I don't know what their race is, but anyway,
Who?
at the end of Eternals, right? They showed the guy. Uh,
Oh, shit, what are their names?
what are they called? They're not called Celestials, right? They're called something else.
Celestials, yeah.
They're called Celestials.
Yeah, Celestials, right? Yeah.
Wait, so Ego is also Celestial. Ego is
Yes.
one of them.
Ego
Oh,
is a wait
I thought he was a Celestial
he is a
also.
celestial, but he's different from the rest of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to me that time makes the most sense because if you think about it, the Eternals actually seems quite separate from the rest of the Marvel's cinematic universe for
Mm.
now lah.
Mm.
So it seems like the most likely. Yeah, who knows? Maybe Captain America will come in. Hi guys.
The new one lah. What's his name? Anthony Mackie, right?
Yeah,
You,
but
you
I
know
enjoyed it a lot actually. I enjoyed the whole schizophrenia. Like he's like Oscar Isaac like holding on to
he's not
something.
schizophrenic.
Oh,
He's
not
DID.
schizophrenic, but
He's DID.
what's it
Dissociative
like?
identity
Do
disorder. Yeah.
like he's like you see him holding something and then like
No,
the
but
screen shakes and then all of a sudden everything
they did
dies.
it very well. I think they did it
Yeah,
very well. Like the way he jumps in
it,
between
it's
identities. Yeah.
it's so cool because it doesn't even require that much special effects.
Yep. Just
It
like
just like
flashing and then yeah.
it just
You're
flashed
there.
and then suddenly everything around him is there. It's so cool the way they framed it, and I hope they do more of it because it seems now more like he's gonna gain control. He's gonna give more control to
Mark.
Mark Spector.
Mark Spector.
Mark
Yeah.
Spector, right? To let him do his fighting thing. But I hope they continue this because it's quite nice to have this like bumbling superhero, like a guy who doesn't really want to be a hero,
Yeah. Yeah.
but he's
Like he's
yeah.
the normal guy in the relationship.
Yeah. Like you know that scene where he shows up at the steakhouse, then he finds out
Oh, that
that
was damn
it's like
sad. That was
yeah,
so
it's
sad.
like so he was supposed to meet with his date on Friday. Then
Yeah.
he asked the waiter what then he was just waiting by himself for like half an hour.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how long lah. Then he asked the waiter, he called the girl said like piss
It's
off.
Sunday, right? Yeah.
And then it's Sunday already, and he's like, no, that's not possible. Then you see his face of like Oscar Isaac's face was like, oh my gosh, what's going on?
He's good lah. I would say
Yeah.
he's really good.
Yeah,
But
so the scene of him like taping, he goes to sleep, he'll like tape the door,
mm,
lock the door, put the sand around his bed, tie an anklet around his right.
yeah.
Actually, I don't know. Did you get this where you realize at the end that his alter ego actually like he's been going out of the house even with all that
Yes. The
safeguards.
guy will
It's
do
just that the
everything.
alter ego
Yeah.
just put everything back, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty insane. Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one.
Tomorrow lah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The
Have you been?
series that I'm apprehensive for is Miss Marvel. I feel like it might
That's
be the first
the
Disney Plus flop. I don't know. That's
well,
just
we'll see.
my feeling.
her power is light now,
They
right?
changed it, but
Yeah.
my guess is they changed it because they don't
It's
want
a
her to be too
be
similar
Mr.
to Mr.
Fantastic.
Fantastic because they're going to introduce F4 soon.
Yes.
Yeah, probably together
But
with
it is the
X-Men,
same.
with mutants.
So if she has light, isn't it the same as there's an X-Men also, right? Who has a
Jubilee.
light
It
power?
looks like
Yeah,
Jubilee.
isn't it the same as Jubilee?
But I think it's cosmic. I think it's more cosmic. Like more
More powerful.
more Captain Marvel level than
Like
Jubilee.
the light actually can like blast a hole in you,
Yeah.
kinda. Not
Jubilee
like
is just
the
a fireworks.
show.
Sparklers, sparklers.
Yeah. Uh, have you been watching any other show?
Oh, I mean, I just finished Kim's Convenience
Oh,
with Sherilyn. We knew it was reaching the end because like you can see on Netflix how many episodes are left, right?
yeah.
And we knew that it was
It
cancelled
was
abruptly.
cancelled.
Do you finish? Do you watch Kim's Convenience?
Marianne watched it. Marianne
You
loves it.
you didn't watch it?
No,
Yeah lah. I mean, I like Simu Liu, so yeah, we were enjoying it, but we were also dreading that how it
it's gonna
ends,
end bad.
and it ended really badly because it ended the last episode. The main character, I mean, not the main character, but Simu Liu's character and the girlfriend broke up. Like
And that's it.
like 5 minutes before the end of the episode. Yeah, and yeah lor. So there's other stuff also lah. That's left on a cliffhanger. Yeah,
Okay.
it kind
So
of
like
sucks.
I asked Marianne about it because I didn't watch it, right? So I
Yeah.
so then she said she can't remember it being a bad ending.
It wasn't a bad ending. It was that as in it's a bad ending because there is no
You know it's the end.
continuation. Yes, there's like it
Ah.
because it was obviously like going to be a lead up to season 6 episode 1.
Mm,
Yeah, because
okay. So
I think
if
like
okay.
the sister Janet,
Yeah.
like you find out that, or rather she finds out. I don't know whether you find out or she finds out, but like, okay, the audience finds out that she's actually bi.
Okay.
Then it's like it was going to be like a super big thing between her and the dad because her dad is like traditional
Very
Korean dad,
traditional.
and like she wanted to tell
Yeah.
him, but she didn't know how to tell him. She started the conversation, but she didn't know how to carry on,
Yeah.
and he didn't take her
And it
seriously.
ends.
Then it
Yeah.
just ends like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then
So
and then the
it's
mom
bad
has
because it's open.
MS. Like the mom is diagnosed with
Oh,
MS. Yeah.
sharks. Oh,
So
damn.
like the show, if you didn't know it was gonna end, is great. Because you'll be like, I
Yeah.
can't wait to find out what's happening in season 6. It's
Yeah.
not
But
like
now you know there's no season.
yeah, it's not like Game of Thrones where the show sucks. Like the ending really sucks.
Yeah.
Like
It's
I don't
not
know.
objectively bad. It's
Yeah.
good.
It's good. But it's only bad because they just like, just ended it like that. They didn't even end it, they just said, I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm gonna do the other
Do you
stuff.
know do you know the reason why they cancelled it?
The two showrunners said they wanted to go do other stuff. And then the company didn't, like the producers didn't want to replace the
The
showrunners.
showrunners is in Simu Liu and the
No, no,
girl, is
no, no,
it?
no. The showrunners are Ins, Choi, and Kevin White. They're the writers, like basically the writers of the script and all that.
Oh,
Yeah. So they decided that they don't want to continue working for the
oh
show.
shucks.
And then the producers were like, okay lah, we can't replace them lah. We're just gonna end it lah. Yeah. Shalini
Oh
also damn
man.
angry.
Don't be sad, Sherilyn. Okay, now that makes me not want to watch it anymore. Because
Yeah.
it's like if I know it's gonna be a bad ending,
Yeah.
I don't
It's like
watch
how
it.
Netflix just cancels their shows after like 2 seasons, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
After you get invested.
So I just finished Expense season 2.
All right. Nice.
So can I ask you a question? Because okay, season 2 was not bad. Is season 3 better?
I would say okay, there are 6 seasons, correct?
Yeah, but I heard 5 and 6 are really short.
Yeah, my favorite
Like 1, 2, 3, 4 is like
seasons.
really long.
Okay, rather my favorite parts of the show are up to season 4.
Oh,
Where
okay.
I think now season 2 is like all about. Is it about the what do you call it? Proto molecule.
Yes. It's
It's all
all
about
about the protomolecule.
like how
Who
they
has the
infest people and all that,
protomolecule?
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Who, what it does? Who wants Earth and Mars and the Belt all wants to control it?
yeah, so I think like season 5 onwards, it gets a bit more like political and non-localized. They go to other galaxies and
Yeah,
stuff.
like
Yeah.
So okay. So to me, I'm watching Expense because everybody's raving about it. All of our friends have said that The Expense is probably the best
Science
sci-fi
fiction
show.
TV series. Yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
sci-fi series, right? So I want to watch it because if that's really that good. But I will be honest that it hasn't hooked me as much as I thought it would.
Mm.
Like I would expect by the end of season 2, I would be like, oh, I don't know what happens in season 3. But okay, so the end of season 2 ends with them killing the zombie, the proto-molecular zombie that got stuck on their ship.
Mm-hmm.
Then they managed to like throw a nuke out of the ship because it feeds on radiation, right?
Yep.
He threw a nuke out of the ship and then he went out and then cut hug the radiation and then got blasted into space. Right. And then also like the whole Earth versus Mars thing,
Yeah.
like the whole political intrigue, to me, it's interesting, but it's not like wow, I want to find out more. Is it just me?
Uh. Okay. I will also say that I think Expense is a acquired taste because
Hmm.
Expense is not your typical science fiction show with like explosions and stuff. Yes, there are explosions, but
Yeah.
like it's not the main thing. You know, like in recent times, science fiction is always about like lasers and explosions and
Yeah.
missiles and that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one
Yeah.
like Expense is a lot more deep. Like the depth
Yeah. It
of
is.
the show is a lot.
It is.
Yeah,
It
and
is.
it may not be everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah. I like the whole there are a lot of layers in the show, I will say.
Correct.
Like you're not just there's the proto-molecule layer,
It's not just
there's
about
the
fighting.
political
Yeah,
layer.
correct.
Yeah. But I maybe it's just me like I don't resonate with the characters as much as I thought I would.
Okay, yeah, that's another thing. I feel that the characters, right, are not also not your typical like hero, a typical science
Yes.
fiction hero. All
Mm.
of them are like super flawed. None of them are like
Yes.
okay. Most of the time, like games or science fiction games or science fiction shows, TVs, movies, there's always one guy who's like the person that you want to be, or the person
Yeah.
that you think is the shining example, right? Like
Mm.
like like Shepard or whatever in Mass
Mm.
Effect, that kind of thing.
Mm.
In Expanse, right? Nobody is that, which
Yeah.
which is why I like it. Like, I think it's
Even
more
Holden.
relatable. Holden is super flawed. Like later on in the series, right? He does stupid shit.
He goes,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's. I mean, at the end of the day, he's still the main character, lah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah. So like the whole because the four of them right on the Rocinante,
yeah.
Amos, Holden, Naomi, and Alex. Is it Alex?
I
The
can't remember who's
pilot.
Alex.
The pilot.
Let me see. Yeah.
The Mexican looking guy. But anyway, yeah, so to me, I'm okay with I actually like
Oh yeah, yeah. I can
complex
remember him.
characters
Yeah, Alex
that
Comer.
aren't perfect.
Mm,
Because I find perfect characters boring. But
yep.
at the same time, like Holden's inner turmoil of like trying to be as good of a guy as he wants to be, and then like all of them have a different shtick, right? Like
Yep.
Amos is super interesting, but he's also to me, right? He's very unrealistic, in my opinion. Like
He's the
he uses
he's the
he,
meathead lah,
he
right?
yeah, but he's a meathead with like he knows that he doesn't have a moral compass.
Mm,
So he says his idea is that I don't have a moral compass, but Holden has one, so I'll just do whatever he says.
mm.
That's his whole shtick.
He's the very
Which to me is like
simple character, right?
which to me nobody does this.
Okay,
No
I
realistic person in the world does
I
this.
will say that Amos is my favorite character because I won't spoil it for you, but later on there's other stuff that is revealed about him lah, and
Okay,
it
okay.
makes his character a lot deeper.
So watch and find out. Is it? Is that what
Yeah,
you're
like
telling me?
like there
Watch
are
and
more
find.
relationships that occur that appear and then like they develop, and you realize that he's not just the muscle guy going around beating people up. Yeah,
So will you say that if by the end of season 3, I'm still not interested. I'm still not hooked. I can just stop.
I would say like okay, for me, I think season 1, season 4 are the best
Okay.
to me. Yeah, season 5, season 6 is like I I would say I lost a bit of interest in following,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's I do agree that it's still one of the best science fiction shows lah. I
Okay.
also didn't like the ending, like how they ended off season 6. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's what everybody agrees, right? That it was
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not wrong, the books are beyond season 6. But they didn't
Mm,
decide to continue filming, like doing more stuff. Because it was
mm.
initially cancelled, right? I think on, I can't remember which.
On
Sci-Fi?
sci-fi, right?
Yeah. And then
Sci-fi.
somebody else picked them up to do the
Yeah.
last 2 seasons.
Amazon, I think.
Yeah. So,
Amazon.
okay lah, not too bad lah. At least we got the closure, some closure. The ending
Yeah.
is not as bad as Kim's lah.
No,
Cause
but
the
maybe because it was planned.
yeah,
It's a
cause there was
planned ending.
proper closure, but it
Yeah.
it does end with like quite a few threads like hanging.
Yeah.
Maybe
Which gives you
because
a yeah,
they're
they want
like
to continue.
maybe in the future somebody wants to pick it up, then they will continue. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I will say that okay, moving a bit from expense, like I think this year Disney Plus has like the most amount of shows that I want to watch.
Oh man,
So so after Moon Knight, and Moon
Kenobi,
Knight, the last episode, yes, correct. So after Moon Knight, the last episode is on 4th May. Kenobi starts at the end of May.
25th, Star Wars
Yeah.
anniversary,
But no, 20, it says here 27. Eh? Maybe
27.
25th. Yeah, 27. So I'm like, ooh. Then I don't know what else is after this now. But like, I'm getting quite excited that like Disney has this whole like every year you will have like two Star Wars series and two Marvel series to look forward to, which is like awesome for me lah. Like
Mm,
it actually is a very good formula for me to keep subscribing to Disney Plus.
yep.
Because if you tell me that you just have to keep it on to watch all these four series, then I will do it.
They yeah lah. I mean they're smart lah. They will spread it out, right? Because they
Yeah.
want to keep you subscribed.
They do the limited series lah.
Mm.
They don't do the Netflix, I just give you all the
I mean,
episodes.
you could stop subscribing in between to save some
Yeah,
money lah.
but
But
no, but you see they're smart. They don't plan the breaks to be longer than a month.
a month.
Yeah, because if it's longer than a month, you can stop and start again. But if it's like in between your months, you'll be like, I'll just keep it.
So okay, wait. You were saying Moon Knight ends when?
4th May,
And then 20. Oh, okay, so that's like
27.
less than a month.
Yeah, less than a month. So they're smart. They know you can.
Oh, it's 27. I think
Yeah.
it was 25th. Because 25th is
I mean,
the
I'm just Wikipedia now. Maybe it's correct.
oh yeah, because 25th is the Star Wars anniversary ma.
Yeah.
Came out on 25th, 1977. So makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like, people were saying like, hey,
Yeah.
why don't come out on May the 4th? You know?
No lah, because May the 4th will be the last Moon Night.
Yeah.
They're
Nobody will
smart lah.
watch
They
Moon Knight.
just do it for
Everybody
the
will go
month.
watch May.
Yeah, they're just doing it for the
It's definitely my number one most anticipated show this year.
yeah.
Like even
It's
more
because
than Boba Fett.
yeah. Oh, for sure, it's Jedi.
Yeah, I mean it's Kenobi
It's
lah.
about
It's
Kenobi. It's
Ewan
Kenobi.
McGregor. Yeah, love Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely like when Ahsoka comes out, I'll be looking for. Like I think the next two Star Wars series I'm most looking forward to is the Acolyte
Mm.
and Ahsoka.
Acolyte is High Republic, right?
Yes, but it's
Yeah,
about the Sith, which
yeah,
is cool to me.
yeah. Because we don't
Yeah,
really get much background about the Sith
yeah. From
in
that
show
side.
media. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
What
So
else you think he will say hello there?
wait, who was hello there?
Kenobi,
Oh,
the first scene. Hello there.
hello there. Maybe. No, I think he would say it, like not in the first
Not
episode.
the first
Like he
episode,
would
right?
say it,
They need to
like
tease
in
it, right?
one of the episodes. Yeah, he will definitely show it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Mando comes out. Do you know when Mando season 3 comes out?
Oh, Mando's coming out this year?
I don't know. I think no. I think no. I think they just started filming only.
I
So
thought it was
maybe
like
not.
next year or something. Yeah,
Mm.
there are so many lah. There's so many. I
Well, there's
think
no other. Yeah,
it's a great time to be a Star Wars fan.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
After the 3 sequels that we got, this is like, you know, payback.
Mm.
You need to make it up to us.
Payback. Yeah. Okay lah. I'm gonna try to watch Expense finish. I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Anything else you
guess
gonna talk to?
no. We can talk online for the next episode. I guess like to discuss about the next
Mm.
episode. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But it's great to
Yeah.
to talk before you like just one on one lah before you
Yeah.
leave.
It will
Yeah.
be. We can still honestly. I will look forward to carrying on our podcast, like even when I'm there,
Oh, we should, because
because
there'll be like so much more experience for you to share.
yeah, I can share with you guys like all the stuff that's going on and how different it is there, and yeah, and then it'll be cool to have a different perspective also.
Yep.
So looking forward to that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I guess that's the end of this very special episode.
yeah,
So stay tuned. Follow us on uh YouTube, IG, Twitter. I don't really use, but I got the account. I don't really use. Yeah.
yeah. I also don't use Twitter.
Twitter is like I
Oh,
don't know.
wrong way.
I don't know, is it like we're too old? But I think Twitter was our time. Just that I
It
didn't
is our
get it.
time.
Yeah.
Singaporeans don't use Twitter that much. I think it's just a Singapore thing. Yeah,
Yep. Okay, we'll see you when we see you, probably in like 2 weeks' time.
probably 2 weeks time.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Sayonara.